Module 10. We're nearly there. We're nearly completed. And now I'm going to dive in a little bit deeper in terms of once you start thinking bigger. So family in any business strategy, think bigger than just restaurants. Now, I keep saying restaurants, but I have told you that that's just kind of the word that I'm using. And there's multiple different things, but don't limit yourself just to these: restaurants, cafes, bars, spas, gyms, hotels, resorts, Airbnbs, clothing brands, vegan shops, co-working spaces, local attractions, tours, and excursions. So really, you can target anyone for these kind of things, really. So anyone or anywhere that needs people, that needs content, that needs visibility. So if you know that a place isn't doing super well, that's ideal. If it's like an empty restaurant or empty brand, a brand that's just brand new, if you can clearly see their content isn't that good, then they're probably going to want content, so you can slip in there. And also, if you definitely know a place is great, but they don't have very good visibility and they're not that busy, jump in there, because you can help them fix all of these things, okay? So number one is targeting the right places. Be realistic when you're targeting brands. Be realistic when you're targeting companies as well. I mentioned, if you're going to start targeting night, you're probably not going to get that deal. It's very, very difficult to do that. So if you're targeting the busiest places in the city, they're probably not going to care about you just yet. And the reason is because they might not necessarily need people coming in, and it might be more work for them to bring you in, rather than them just focus on another marketing area. So don't always go for the busiest places. Don't go for the biggest brands in the world. Start small and work your way up. The new place, the quiet place, the place that looks good but has no buzz, that's your opportunity. They're the places that you want to go and work with. Because as an owner, I know that, when one of my businesses isn't, let's say, making as much money as I would like, a couple of times the bars and restaurants, especially after COVID, was quite difficult to get people in. I was very open to do collaborations. I'd swap food or drinks and bring people in. Some of the live music we used to do, give free tickets away and things like that in return for reels. These are the places where you're going to get the highest close rate, okay? So focus at these. If you're walking down the high street or you're out and you notice a really good place or you have a great meal and it's not doing too well, these are the people that you want to target. And focus on businesses that need more traffic. You're going to know if they're going to need more traffic. It's slightly more difficult online, but you will know. But you can also ask them as well, like, what are you lacking right now? Is it more traffic? Is it more sales? Is it more brand exposure? Like, speak to them once you've started that conversation. This is always great as well. If a business is new, they don't really have like much visibility at all. So focus on the new businesses in the local area as well. They probably haven't done anything with other collaborators before. So you've got a great chance to get in there and work with these. And also, if you get in with a new business and then it becomes busier over time, you were one of the first people to get in there. So then eventually, when they do need more content and they're making more money, guess who they're going to call? They're going to call you because they know that they can trust you because you've already done high-level work for them before. Don't have great content yet. Now, this happens a lot with old businesses. So businesses that have been going for quite a long time, they just don't really have very good content. If you notice that, once you've done your lead gen list with AI and you've gone through and you notice that their content's pretty poor, but the rest of their product is really good, then these are good people to go after as well, and use that as your in to speak to them and be like, hey, look, I know you haven't been posting too much content recently. I can help produce really high level content, and this is my offer, and then you go in. Are active on Instagram but underperforming. So if they've got a really big business and you know that they're doing really well, but their Instagram is really small and they're not really doing much to it, it's a really good way for you to help grow their business on Instagram. So these are people that are decent to target. So with the family advantage, if it's applicable to anyone here, if you have a family angle, use it definitely. It's expensive to take a family out for dinner. It's expensive to take a family out on holiday, etc. It's expensive for kids' clothes, all this kind of stuff. So use that to your advantage to get brand deals. Like resorts, family-focused places, they absolutely love family content because that's what people see in the brochures, etc. Kids naturally make content more watchable, definitely, because kids are just kids. You don't need to tell them that you're doing a shoot. You just play around with them and stuff, and it looks more natural. It doesn't look scripted, and this is not what people want and not what brands want either. You become the family that stays at these places rather than just another individual creator. If you do that as well, you're going to get so many more brand deals because people are going to want to work with you so much more rather than just working with an individual. They're working with, a big family, whether that's with kids or grandparents or you're just your parents. It really doesn't matter. And as you're growing and you're getting bigger and bigger, I touched on this briefly in the course before, but start adding affiliates and trackable elements as well. If you want a reoccurring revenue each month, so you don't want to start from zero every month, 1 month you make $5,000, the next month you make, 500. If you've got affiliates and trackable elements in there, it could easily be, for example, like use my code to get 10% off. This works really, really well. Even for restaurants, you can put on your reel or the content that you're doing for them, mention Susie when you go into the restaurant and you get 10% off. So every single person that goes into that restaurant and uses Susie, they know that they came from you, okay? But it works really well online. So online with clothes or anything else, I would always add that in. Also, it helps the brands track how many people that you're sending through to them. So a lot of brands online will definitely ask for this. Yeah, so this is all trackable, and ask if you can mention, your code as well. So always try to put that in. Most big brands online will already have that in place. But this is also to show that how many people are going through, so they know that they're not wasting their money on random influencers that are not going to bring them any money. Because I guarantee if you do well and you bring in a lot of sales and they can track them sales for that brand, you can definitely work with them again, because it's a no-brainer. It's already a proven strategy for them. It's a sales channel. They know that they paid you $500, and in return from that $500, they made $2,000 in sales. So if that works, track it and then ask them how many sales they make. So okay, they made 4 times, off what they paid me. So then, just keep collaborating with them and keep making more deals. As mentioned, this helps them track performance, can give you ongoing commission, which is the real bonus that you want, makes your content more actionable as well. People are going to want to work with you if you put your money where your mouth is and tell them that, you can make the money. Like you can add all the statistics into your media kit as well, showing how much money you made for other brands. That's going to go a very, very long way. For restaurants, if people come in and say, I saw your name or show on my post, could they get 5 to 10% off? A lot of places will do that. They'll give them a free drink, etc. It'll just help the restaurant track. You might not be able to get commission off this, but you're still going to prove to the restaurant that it works. So you're going to get invited back, and this is the way that you're going to make more money. So now the restaurants can see your impact. Your followers get a benefit as well, which is really good. You don't want to just be providing loads of content and your followers don't really get any benefit at all from it. You're just going to look like a sales page constantly pushing it out there. But if people can go to your profile and if they're thinking, okay, let's go out for a spa this week, and they know that you do spa reviews, they might just look through and be like, oh, well, this one I get 10% off, and then they'll go through. So you're giving benefit back. You're helping your followers out as well. You don't really want to just build a constant sales page where you're pushing other people's products. You want to be more lifestyle, but if you can provide a benefit to your consumers and followers as well, they're going to love you for it. You have leverage for future deals. This is massive. This is huge. You do all of this, you got leverage. You can definitely go back, because if you make more money for a business, they obviously want to work with you again. Okay, so don't just try to get the content and get out and get paid. Think long term. How can I work with this company for years? And if you do that, then you make a lot more money. Like the most successful car salesman in the world says that he doesn't focus on just making the deal. He focuses on making sure that the person who buys definitely comes back to him to buy the second car. Or the third car. So he's looking long term. He might cut his commission on the first sale, but he gives them a decent deal. So he knows in 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 years time that they're going to come back. This is exactly what you want to be focusing on as well. Sometimes you have to go low to get in the door, and then you leverage it for future deals because they know it's a proven strategy for them to grow. So action steps for module 10, pretty simple. This one, make a list of 10 non-restaurant businesses you could help in your niche. For at least 3 of them, map out what content you would create, what you would ask for in return, add them to the outreach sheet, and then you can start targeting them, okay? So once you've got this, you are really going to be able to start making money. This is when we're stepping up and you can start to quit your 9 to 5. You don't need to work for somebody else. You are legitimately an influencer making very good money. And you can be doing this with as little as 5,000 followers a month. Trust me. I was saying 1,000 to 2,000 for free stuff, 5,000 to 10,000. You can be getting paid, thousands of dollars a month. It doesn't just mean that you need like 100,000 followers. Really, I know people with as little as 5,000, 10,000 followers a month, and they're making a couple of grand and they're paying for their lifestyle. So awesome. That was a very good one. Now you're getting into the more advanced things. I will see you in module 11.